Hi BookTube, it's Stephanie. So today I'm going to share with you my currently reading or more active reading. Was there supposed to have been a video after my TBR? Yes. Was it all blurry and I got mad? Yes. Nee. Don't care. Well, I do care, otherwise I would just have uploaded it, but what can I do now? Yes. So these are the books that I'm currently reading in, as in I'm actually picking them up and reading something in them. Some of them I do read other things as well, but it's more very sporadic. It's like a page or two, or I just listen to 10 minutes and then I put it down. So there's things like that. So these are the things that I'm actually feeling like I'm picking up, because my reading lately has been very sporadic and I'm like reading a page here and there, but there are some things that I'm actually reading more in when I do read them. So for the book that I'm actually reading at home most of the time is How Not to Be a Vampire Slave by Katie Birchall. I'm really liking this. I have 50 pages left, and I should have finished this, but as I said, a page here and there. But this, when I do pick this up, I do read like a chapter, put it down, read something else. So I am enjoying this and I'm almost finished, so this one will be no issues for me. And this, don't read the synopsis, because let me put it this way, one thing in the synopsis happens like here, like 2/3 of the way in, which slightly irks me, but it fit the story, but like, seriously. Then for the audiobook that I'm currently listening to, that is, come on, where is it? And I accidentally closed it. Okay. So the audiobook that I'm currently listening to is Bad Blood, Secrets and Lies in a Silicon Valley Startup by Cariu. Now this is the journalist who busted this or exposed this. Now this book is about Theranos. And currently there's a huge trial going on, and I have just been obsessing about it, which was why I decided to actually start to listening to this, because it's so fascinating. I watched several like documentaries on YouTube about it. I have watched legal breakdowns from different sources about it. This is just so interesting and intriguing. I'm just intriguing and interesting, kind of the same thing. It just fascinates me, and yes, and I felt like since I have fallen out again with listening to audiobooks, let's listen to one like this. And I started yesterday and I'm 1 hour and 40 minutes in, and for me that's a lot for 2 days. I am just loving it, and it's told in a different way from what I'm used to. It's more from like the employee's point of view, like from their like what happened during this time, and they feeling more and more uncomfortable with lying or bending things. It's so fascinating. Just look it up on internet. Elizabeth Holmes, Theranos, like One Drop of Blood or something, I think you can also find it as. It's so fascinating, and the trial is going on. She has been convicted and her sentencing is coming up, and the other person that's involved who has this big trial is coming up next. And I'm just gonna keep on going because I love it. The next one I have when I want to like get somewhere. This is so weird, and I did notice that I have not put this up yet on my currently reading on Goodreads. And that's this one. This is Ancient Persia, History and Treasures of an Ancient Civilization. Text by Anna Vanson. I have no idea. She's Italian, I think it was. And I think she was Italian. Yeah, Italian. And this is basically like a picture book. You get all of these nice photographs of different sculptures, art, and yeah, they are just jewelry and things like that. And some history about it as well, with pretty small text, but the images is the important thing in this one, and I'm liking it. Honestly, I picked it up from the library because of the pictures, the photographs. So yeah, I'm going through this and I'm enjoying it. So those are the things that I'm actively getting through at the moment. Other things that I'm getting through way more sporadically is definitely The Weeping Tide. But since I started listening to Bad Blood, I have not listened to that at all because Bad Blood is so fascinating. So that one has been in and out. But also Colorbound, I'm really liking it. It's just I'm reading way too much at the same time, so there's that. But yeah, I do however have one honorable mention, and that is this one, because there is no way I will finish this, at least not this month. And this is The Complete Fairy Tales by Hans Christian Andersen. And yes, I just Swedishified that because I tried to say it in English, it did not work. And this is all 168 tales. So I got this because I needed something for the Magical Readathon under 100 pages, and I was like, just read. You have this. Read one of them. So I read The Tinderbox, which, oh, it brought me back. It felt weird reading it in English and not Swedish, but yeah, that brings me back. So we'll see how far I will get. I'm not in a rush, and it would be really fun to finish this before the end of the year. And I do have time, because there's over 250 days left of the year. And yes, I did look it up. So I can definitely do that, but we'll see. I'm not in a rush, as I said. But my plans for the rest of this readathon is to read The Little Sea Maid for romance, just to finish that. Then all the books that I need to finish is these two. So Magic Strikes and Daughter of Smoke and Bone. To become a necromancer. We'll see. We'll see. I'm switching Weeping Tide and this one. I'm switching those two out because it is high on my TBR. I want to read it, but whatever. But yeah, so those three things are like the top reading list. 2 physical, 1 audiobook, which feels so weird to say, but we'll see how my reading goes. So how has your reading been in April, and what are you currently reading? Please tell me down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.